Greetings everyone, and Grade here with another AgeofEmpires 4 replay. So on the bottom left side is the purple Abbasid Dynasty. We got Turul Corvinus1. On top right side is the orange Zuzi's Legacy with core7525 on DC for coaching. First question we need to answer is Meditation Garden. We got 2 gold deposits here for the Meditation Garden, which maybe will skim some berries or some wood, so it's probably the best immediate spot I can think of. Other spots just don't look as good to me. I do think somewhere around here would be good for the Meditation Gardens. And got House of Wisdom going on up. At least queued on up. There we go. Tang Dynasty will also reduce the cost of aging up for the Zuzi's Legacy player. We do now have the economic wing being researched. I wonder if we'll see at secondary town center. The Fertile Crescent upgrade is a great way of reducing the cost of town centers by 30%. Meditation Gardens is being established, yep, next to both gold deposits. As well as collecting up a decent amount of berries. Did he? Nope, no, there's still 6 berries here. Has not started collecting the berries. Collected those sheeple, since sheep do collect up faster than berries. So this should provide him a decent amount of income. Around 50 gold and what? Each berry which provides 6, so was that 36? And maybe a piece of wood chip here. I actually can switch over to the player. I see no trees in the sphere of influence. Fertile Crescent being researched, so it looks like he is going to be eyeing another town center. Stone being collected there. We do also have the fresh foodstuffs. We do have professional scouts being researched by the Zuzi's Legacy player. Scout deployed in the field. Trying to grab the delicious piece of venison. Going for survival techniques now. And it looks like we still got the bug where you start off a Chinese scout rather than a Zuzi's Legacy scout. Another town center being deployed up by purple. So both players eyeing for a bit eco. Third town center here, so we've got triple town center opener for the Abbasid Dynasty player. Abbasid Dynasty is probably one of the largest economic houses in the game, because agriculture gives you another farming and a half level upgrade, not to mention improved processing. Additionally, you get additional plus 50% here. You get absurdly high collection rates. In fact, with this here, you just get 1 extra level of all your upgrades. Farm for farming, which is even just straight up better. Players are capped out plus 30% of all the basic food upgrades, but with these 2 effects here, you've got plus 30% there, so it allows you to get double the effectiveness of the upgrades effectively, or additional plus 30%. Let's leave it at that. Zunchnu engaged by some exotic doggos. Took a fair amount of damage there. Lost 30 health, which is quite significant. You have more Zunchnus and Spear and forward. I think he saw the double town center, so he's going to be aggressive. Archer range will be good. Stable will be good. You have Zuzi's Legacy player is just pumping out units right now. Has 5 Zunchnus, 5 more on the way, couple spearmen with 1 more on the way, and a horseman. So Tang Dynasty, so his age up is still reduced. So does not have the Zhengan Tower. May have had these structures supervised by a single imperial official. And bringing some more pieces of venison back at home. The other piece of venison is, of course, here, which is being consumed. And this one looks like orange will be obtaining now. And also one over here, which is down to 1 piece of venison. No engineers just yet by orange. Which would be very nice getting a blacksmith out just for +1 range damage with Zunchunus. We got +1 range armor, which is actually probably the wrong call. It's probably better to go with +1 range damage, unless he's really wants to protect himself from town centers, but it's noticeably squishy versus it. I disagree with this. I can see siege engineers, I can see +1 range damage. +1 range armor is probably less important for Zuzi's legacy. They should be the one aggressive with the damage. If you have +1 range damage not being restricted by Abbasid Dynasty, and inversely, when fighting against Chinese with Zuzi's legacy, you probably want more range armor first. Burst nature just makes stuff more and more complicative. So in this case, just geometric, not exponential. Got a couple more housing beings out here, which do have 30% cost reduction. One villager does get peppered up a little bit there. And that's not the type of pepper they want to trade on the Silk Road spice trade. Two more spear on the way. Got army value 27,800 versus 1,400. A pretty big difference, but the values are still relatively low. But this is at 10-minute mark, so it is probably still pretty high. Siege engineers being researched by Zuzi's legacy, though he does need to collect a bit more wood. One battering ram being summoned in the field. You can see these circling. They are definitely doing that summoning ritual dance. In this case, they're not circling the wagons, they're creating a wagon. Not really a wagon. Question, what makes a wagon would a battering ram consider a wagon? It's like a cereal or soup. After all, pie is a form of soup, it's just an edible bowl. Oh, that horseman got trapped there, gets shanked. Two battering rams have been summoned. Could go for a third. I feel like 2 is not enough. 3 feels a very strong number. Let's take a bit of damage here. Zunchunus push forward. Some of these villagers are starting to get hit. Military wing now being established. Stable being hit. One village does go down. Zunchunus push forward. Does take out another horseman or scout. Villager there, trying to torch down some battering rams. Horseman does get intercepted. We do have some early palace guard mixed on in. They offer 9 damage per slice. I thought man-at-arms usually have 10 damage in this age, early man-at-arms. Maybe I'm mistaken. Zunchunus firing away. Got a good number of blacksmith upgrades. Got range armor and damage. We also got melee damage for Zuzi's legacy. Very nice. Want to help out his palace guards. Town center has been set ablaze. Villagers trying to be gunned down by the Zunchunus. Orange is making great headway of killing everything. Blue's or purple's army has disintegrated. Town center's down to little health. Starting to repair it up now. Putting some arrows into it. Town center does go down. These villagers not being gunned down. And now purple's down to 48 villagers versus 45, so purple still a slight advantage. Castle is just completed. Guillaumes will be excellent right now. Right now the Zunchus are doing 5 damage, so the Guillaumes, the +1 armor, will have at least, what, 5 armor or 4 armor? They will only take 1 damage per strike. Boot camping research, a very powerful upgrade. We got some Guillaumes on the build queue, very nice. Got a couple Camel Riders. Camel Riders are anti-cavalry. Of course, got those for free for the military wing. Going for some Lancers. I think he's just trying to get anything on the field. Lancers will do perfectly fine. It's not going against too many spearmen at the moment. But Guillaumes right now will be excellent. They have 5 armor, so they'll only take 1 damage per bolt from Zunchnu. Camel Riders are relatively bulky in this age. While they don't have inherent any range armor, at least the bulk will help them out. But the problem is that Guillaumes are in small numbers. He's trying to stop these battle rams. And Zeus is here in very good numbers. Zeus's legacy player is very far from aging up. So he does still his Tang Dynasty. Heavy armor units push away forward. Battery rams cleaving through some of this infrastructure. You probably not want to hit the lumber camp, so it's pointless to go take down at the moment. Lancer, Camel Rider, and some more Guillaumes trying to pick off these units there. Camel Rider could be peeled and off with the siege weapons. Camel Riders, they do bonus save for the siege. They anti-cavalry, but they also get anti-siege capabilities. So they're a mix of, well, they're more coastal horsemen in this aspect, but also not. They're pretty much the entirely own unit. They're more just, of course, a reference to the Age of Empires 2 camels, supposed to be which are anti-cavalry units. Purple is trying to clean up more stone. His stone is largely consumed, so I'm not exactly sure what it's meant for. Maybe a keep, maybe for more town centers. He spent a whole lot of stone on something, so maybe another town center up here, looks like. Orange is streaming on more units there, more Zunchus. Guillaumes and Lancers definitely the best call. Horsemen, veteran horsemen would be very nice as well, since their armor is high enough to resist the crossbowman damage while also being bonus damage versus range. In fact, horsemen, veteran horsemen, probably be a better option than Lancers at this moment in time, far more cost effective. Though I know that's in case for Keshiks, I'm not sure about Lancers off the top of my head. Up north, we got the Lancer and Camel Rider picking off some units. That's a pretty nice little counterattack there. Enough Guillaumes here. Put some units aside the battery ram. Battery rams have vulnerability to melee damage, so the Guillaumes would do just fine. They unload. There's a pop out there. I'm not sure how big that was. Secondary town center takes some damage. This is secondary town center. This is the capital. One battery ram does go down. Guillaume's trying to take out that battery ram. 2 more Guillaumes to build queue. He is low on food, that's why he's not putting more Guillaumes. No archery range over here as well. But then again, you still need food for that. That's not other Age of Empires game would cost wood and gold. So that's what Guillaumes he has. He could try. He has free improved siege engineers, so maybe deploying out a Maganel if possible. Yeah, he has enough on Maganel. Be a bit of a long time to build it though. Ugh. Purple's just having trouble. He just needs more food, I think, in general. He has Golden Age Tier 1. Golden Age Tier 2 is not important. Increase your speed. That's not important right now. Capital and secondary town center firing away with their own arrows. A good extra amount of arrows there. Sounds like it's also on damage. Abbasid Dynasty is now low on gold. Relatively safe gold deposit down here. Or so far killed off 52 villagers. That's a calling. Yep, it was 36 food per minute. Orange still not aging up. Yes, a lot of Zunchus. I think age up could be very nice. So I think his opponent's armor can match it, so still just do 1 damage. Of course, I've even invested for him, and he's actually nowhere near aging up. House going on down. Abbasid Dynasty has playing spare population at the moment. His opponent helped him out with that. Villagers heading down south to the stone deposit. Nope, to the berries. Desperate for the food. There's about 700 food there. Not a great amount of food, but it's better than nothing. 700 food actually would be quite a useful amount. Capital on the siege, Marysville, Abbasid Dynasty, 2 landmarks. The capital has 7,000 health and it's going on down. The House of Wisdom has 12,000 at the moment. As these villagers need to start repairing the capital, he cannot lose. I suppose he can lose the capital. He still has another town center. And his opponent only has 1 town center as well, so he's fine in losing the capital, which is not great, the thing to say. Try and keep that battering ram alive. Let the town center finish set off, 35 health. Up north, just some Gilams. Just a tide of Zunchnu's. Economic-wise, 577, so around 1,700, or no, let's just say 2,000 income there, versus 1,500. Some of these villagers going down there, more than being cold. Right now, gold players at 66. Of course, half of purple's idle, which half of the idle ones are there. I'm not sure the other half that's idle at the moment. Looks like some of them were over here. Going for farms. At least the farms have their cost reduction thanks to the Fertile Crescent. Gilams are still the best item right now, offering the most amount of health and yeah, just overall, Gilam's probably the best. Horseman is probably a good item to mix on in. Mount Lu Academy, that is age 3 for Zuzi's legacy. Which also give him more official research. Officially. Silver retains Golden Age Tier 1. And these farms will provide a great amount of income. Yeah. Needs more gold. Let's just... Actually, let's switch over to the players so the cost that pops up here more fits up here. Agriculture seems like a really good upgrade to me right now. He has no basic economic upgrade, so right now he has this plus 15 from Golden Age 1. Which is better, just plus 10% here. I think agriculture would be a great upgrade right now. In comparison to the other upgrade here, it is half cost. Maybe go for both of them. Ugh. We do now have the veterans Zushu. They can get up to 7 damage this age. Gilams can get up to 6 armor at this age. He's heard this one age on up. Be definitely a good idea to get the +1 range armor. Veteran horseman now being researched. Very good. Horseman, Gilam. Archers would be nice, it'd be just generally good. Golden Age Tier 2, not important. I suppose increased speed would be nice, but it's not critical at this moment. Purple's trying to rebuild his military force. Out to 7 damage. No +1 range armor, or +2 range armor. So these Gilams will take 2 damage per bolt, which is significant. And And composite bows, it's very good archers, don't get me wrong. But like I said, I do believe the the second +1 range armor would be the best call. It will also greatly help out the horseman as well. The horseman right now only has 4 range armor, putting the 5 will make it so they only take 2 damage themselves, on 3 damage. Yeah, we're talking about large double-digit percentage increase damage resistances just by getting the extra orange armor. There it goes, now being researched. It's being finalized soon. The increased research speed from the Golden Age Tier 2 is actually being quite critical right now. As much as I say it's not super important, right now it is actually quite important. Get him able to adapt a little bit better in this current situation. Horsemen engaging the battery rams. Guillaumes push forward. Composite bowmen advancing. You have some lancers mixed on him. He just got to brute force through them with the Guillaumes. Archers being focused on by the Zunchnews. Everything else is collapsing the Zunchnews. Orange's armies get cleaned on up. Horsemen are the more best suited counter, the higher mobility and the damage multiplier. Able to quickly cleave through these Zunchnews, no problem. Orange needs to make some more Spearmen or Palace Guard at current rate. However, Palace Guard are particularly not great for Guillaumes due to the lower armor. Guillaumes are the high attack speed in arms. They do have lower damage in exchange for like twice the high attack speed. They also have higher base health. As I mentioned, boot camp will also get even higher health. Offering 224, which is probably like 224 and something mount. I think Man at Arms this age, like Palace Guard gets like 185, I want to say. Palace Guard would probably not be a good option versus Guillaumes. Guillaumes do also have that charge attack. And they also have several slightly higher movement speed than other Man-at-Arms, but not Spearmen or Archers' movement speed. But at least can keep up formations a little bit nicer. Archers being focused on, but Zunchnews is very nice. Microing the Archers back. Zunchnews do have a range of 4.5, which with the bolt, bolt magazine, bolt crossbows, they are able to increase that range with 5. That's what's giving a bit of bonus damage versus light melee, which his opponent's not deploying in the field. So, I have to justify the cost of a 0.5 range, which could be necessary, but can be mitigated by just some proper micro. Villagers being pursued there. Purple is starting to get his foot back in the game. Economic-wise, he has a pretty good amount of villagers. Let's see. Kind of the income, got 600, 700, there's 13, let's just round up 4, 17, plus another 17, so about 3,400-ish to a 4, actually, wow, that numbers are pretty bad right there, not even 2,000, I guess his economy's in transition. Purple managed to get his transition to farms going. Zuzu's Legacy has gone to Song Dynasties, which does reduce the cost of all these economic buildings, which is nice to have. If we switch over to him, which the farms get reduced down to 53, which is nice. Also give access to the granary, of course. And looks like Zuzu's Legacy is stuck in transition. Abbasid Dynasty managed to go up straight to age 4. With the culture wing, which helped him reduce the cost of researching improvements, particularly all the university, or I should say, madrasa research. We've got Royal Crossman being pulled by Zuzu's Legacy in this case, which would be good against Guillaumes, but not with Horsemen. The Abbasid Dynasty's superior economy is starting to rocket forward. He's managed to stabilize to the late game. And they're still, of course, playing resources of the map. 8,000 gold here. while I try to get that last bit of gold technology income. Stone walls being established now. There's the upgrade, bolt magazines, that's what it's called. We do also have the veteran camel archers research, which are basically mounted archers in the more truer sense, which could be a nice item to have, while also fighting camel unease in the back line. When it comes to relics, looks like orange managed to claim 3 and picked up a 4th. Purple only claims the 1. Immediately going forward, there's a very important research. Reduce the cost of all technologies age up advancement by minus 20%. If you're going for fast castle, that's usually why you see this upgrade. If you see a fast expansion, you go to economic. If you just want to apply some early aggression, of course you get the free military units, the military wing. But if you're going for fast castle, or honestly the economic, generally military wing either comes first or second. I don't think it's probably been years since last I've ever seen House of Wisdom will ever age military wing up to 3rd. And I don't think I've ever seen the 4th research, which you can get, as with the military. It's usually culture or trade that is a selection number 4. And generally not economic and never military. Got some forces over here. Purple managed to get 129 villagers. He could probably tone down the villager production, getting some textiles. I sort of wish they just renamed textiles to loom, just to match Age of Empires 2. Pretty close Golden Age Tier 3, improving the resource collection rate to 20%. Incendiaries plus 1 range damage. The made one heavy elite camo archers? That's interesting. It's been a while since the last cast Abbasid Dynasty. So elite camo archers, they have 200 health, is pretty healthy for an archer unit. Of course, the range is still abysmal, but silk bowstring probably disproportionately be very nice for them, plus 0.8 range. Oh, we got trebuchets now hitting the keep here. Camo archers do have pretty high base damage. They punch the armor relatively well. They have no inherent armor of any sort. Do not have biology being researched. A handful of these villagers are repairing the keep. We have camel upgrade, camel riders, not camel archers, get increased armor, melee armor. Camel rider takes a bit of damage there, push way forward. Got a good number of spear there, which camel archers do counter. They do bonus damage for light melee, as well as light gunpowder. Keep is quite damaged. Trebuchets have a little bit of a post there and help back them. NSB is starting to get overran. Looks like Orange's frontline army is starting to disintegrate. Of course, Purple's army frontline disintegrated as well, but we've got reinforcing horsemen to gauge everything here. They counter everything in this region. The keep is staying alive for now. And not to mention all the Zoom Chinooks are starting to get overran across them as well by these horsemen. And Orange has resigned. An excellent comeback there by Purple. That's a great scene. Thank you for watching, and on to the next replay.